Yeah! What are you guys saying?
What's going on? What's going on? We're back with another episode of Your Ass Hungry Now, and today we're gonna be making some pizzas. I'm gonna throw it back to when Alex prepared this dough. There's a little tutorial for you guys, very simple, very quick.
Today we're just gonna make a quick pizza dough recipe, and with 5 ingredients, I think. Let me just a little flipperoo. So we're just gonna have our kosher salt, instant yeast, sugar, double flour, and extra virgin olive oil. All right, so we're just gonna start out by activating our yeast. So we're gonna do 1 teaspoon. We're just gonna do a 1/4 cup of warm water. So we just want it warm, we don't want it too hot, or else it's gonna kill our yeast. 1/2 teaspoon of sugar, that white sugar, just that yeast mixture here. Just feed your yeast. Awesome. One more little mix. All right, well that's blooming. We're just gonna measure out 2 cups of our double of flour. And 3/4 cup of lukewarm water. All right, so we're just gonna add our dough hook to our mixer. If you don't have a mixer at home, you can always do this recipe kind of the slap, fold, knee kind of technique. Beautifully bloomed, so we're just gonna add that to our mixer here. Add a tablespoon of that olive oil. It's been about 8 minutes. I'm just gonna increase it to speed 2 now. About a minute. All right, so those all around that hook. Oh yeah. Nice, yeah, there we go. That little window starting to form there. Awesome. So gonna put it back in the bowl here. Just gonna let it rest for about half an hour. This recipe should be good enough to make you just about 2 nice large size pizzas, like 12 to 14 inch. Slightly expanded, and we're just gonna transfer this over to countertop. All right, time to form our dough. So, just gonna cut these guys in half. There we go. That's nice elasticity. All right, so then I'm just gonna take my dough here. Just gonna try to fold all this kind of inside of it, okay? Try to get like a little ball going, and then at the very edge here, just gonna take it, push it through my hand as much as I can, squeeze it to form that ball shape. Just gonna take it down to the counter. With my 2 hands, I'm just gonna roll it out, back and in, back and in. Awesome, perfect. So for the best results, I would recommend resting your dough, fermenting overnight, just in the fridge. Today we want to show you what's good, so we're just gonna let it rest for about 3 hours before we get to it. So usually you can expect these to probably expand by half of their size typically. The longest I would take your dough in the fridge would be 3 days. It's just gonna be kind of deflated. It won't really rise up as much as you want, but yeah, let's do it. Just a little bit of olive oil, just on the bottom. So these doughs won't stick. Let's transfer these guys in here. Just screw these guys in. Over top, you know, tuck her in. All right, we'll see these guys in about 3 hours.
So today we're gonna be making 2 different kinds of pizzas. I'm gonna be making a pierogi inspired pizza, so with like potato, bacon, cheese, stuff like that. And we have another pizza called the Diplomat. It's basically a spicy pork, like hot peppers, fresh tomato sauce, fresh mozzarella, that kind of vibe. First I'm gonna start by slicing an onion, get it caramelized, and we're gonna use it for our caramelized onion cream sauce for the bottom of the pierogi pizza. Now we're gonna bring these onions over to the stove and get them caramelized. We got our pan warming up. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of olive oil. Then once it's shimmering, I'm gonna throw in those onions. Oil is nice and hot. Add a big pinch of salt. Add a pinch of white sugar to help speed up the caramelization. Got some fresh cut thyme, gonna add into the onions. Got some thinly sliced jalapenos. I'm gonna add those to the onions as well. All right, while our onions are caramelizing, I'm gonna get going on our red sauce for the pizza. Some Marzano tomatoes, fresh garlic, roasted garlic, salt, sugar, dried oregano, olive oil, fresh basil, red wine vinegar, and a little bit of Niagara's finest red wine. Gonna add the chopped garlic, cook it for 30 seconds. Gonna add about a tablespoon of roasted garlic to the fresh garlic and olive oil. Tomatoes. Time to add our garlic, roasted garlic and olive oil into the tomatoes. A little dried oregano, kosher salt, about the same amount of sugar. Got 3 leaves of fresh basil. Gonna rip them up, add them in. Half teaspoon of red wine vinegar. A little splash of red wine. And a little more olive oil. Now we're gonna blend it up. Buon appetito! So we're gonna keep our pizza sauce raw because it's gonna be getting cooked in the oven on the pizza. Give it a more rich, deep caramelized flavor that way. Now that the pizza sauce is finished, I can go back and finish the sauce for the pierogi pizza. Our onions and jalapenos are nice and cooked down. I'm gonna hit that with some heavy cream. I'm just gonna cook this till it thickens up. Gonna season it with a little fresh cracked black pepper and another dash of kosher salt. Now a little bit of roasted garlic as well. Alright, I got some bacon here. I'm gonna give it a chop to about maybe 1-inch pieces. I'm gonna render it down for the top of the pizza. Gonna bring that over to the stove and get it rendering. Bacon in the pan. I got 1 large washed russet potato. I'm gonna run it through the mandolin to get it ready for the pizza. I'm gonna set these potatoes in a bowl. I have boiling water here. I'm gonna pour it on top of the potatoes to basically give them a blanch. So we're not putting raw potatoes on the pizza because you don't want that raw potato crunch when the pizza comes out of the oven. I'm also gonna hit this with a little bit of white vinegar.
Alright chicos, so we got our dough here, and as you see, look at that. It's alive, it's growing, it's expanding, so it's best to work from this guy from about room temperature. I like to say like out of the fridge, half hour. Let it sit, it's easy to work with. Alright, so we're gently just gonna pick up from the bottom. Alright, into flour over here. Flour it up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stretch this guy by hand. I prefer stretching by hand because you get those beautiful blistering bubbles in the oven and you have all these beautiful little imperfections that to me is just, that's perfect. I hate when you take it all off a rolling pin, it just goes flat, you don't get that little beautiful texture to it. So yeah, first what I like to do is just finger blast a little bit. So get a little bit of kneading, work away from the center out, switch, center out. And honestly, like, and just keep going with this. Your dough's gonna love you for it. So I kinda go to here to kind of get my crust, okay? So then I can take it here. This hand's kind of stretching, this one's just guiding. So I'm just gonna flour my table a little bit. All right, perfect. I'm gonna start kind of rotating it a little bit. It's really just this hand. I'm gonna go around, go on the table a little bit just for gravity. Awesome, there you go, stretch. All right guys, so yeah, for the Diplomat, previously I just made a little bit of chorizo, so there it is, nice quick. We got some classic pepperonis, a little bit of spicy Calabrese. I just diced up some fresh mozzarella, aka Fior di Latte. And then we got Jamal's classic pickled Scotch bonnets. And yeah, then I was gonna finish the pizza with a little bit of fresh basil and Parmigiano Reggiano. Right, so we're gonna transfer to a 1970s montage. And yeah, here we go. Just give a touch of olive oil in there. Then we're just gonna slide our pizza. Oops. Give it a little kiss here. Boom, boom. Down the oven she goes. There we go. We'll finish this pizza with a little bit of fresh olive oil, some torn basil. Like I said, don't try to be fancy with it. Just, you know, throw it on there. Gorgeous.
Laying down our caramelized onion jalapeno cream sauce. Thin layer of potatoes. Layer of shredded medium cheddar. Bacon bits. Green onion. Into the oven we go. Pierogi pizza. Chive. Green onion. Fresh parm. Pizza, baby.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's perfect. Alright, well, do you want some now?
Crispy bottom. The bacon's delicious. Potatoes perfectly cooked. You got that caramelized onion, jalapeno heat. It's really good. Definitely try this one at home.
That's what you want there, that little limp right there. Neapolitan style, baby.
And that's the end of the video.
Finito. So yeah, we made a couple pizzas.
Yeah, we made a couple pies, you know, a couple sauces. Hopefully you learned something here today. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already. We'll be back with more cooking videos next week, maybe? Who knows?
And if you guys have any questions about anything, you know, drop us a line. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. And yeah, finito.
And the recipe will be down in the description.